Christmas air travel is set to be disrupted after hundreds of angry Jetstar staff yesterday voted to strike over a pay dispute with the airline. Now, ground crew and baggage handlers could walk off the job as early as next week after Jetstar rejected union demands. Staff want guaranteed hours of work, more rest breaks, reform to safety and security and a 4% pay rise. Jetstar has hit back, saying pilots already earn around $300,000 a year and some ground staff get over $100,000.
We also call on the union not to cancel Christmas and not to put the travel plans of Australians in doubt. Should we agree to this, it would put upward pressure on the low fares model.
The airline is telling passengers that it expects the impact of strikes will be minimal. We invited Jetstar to join us this morning. They declined, but Michael Caine, the National Secretary of the Transport Workers Union, joins us now at Sydney Airport with some support behind him. Michael, talk me through this. This feels to me a bold play in the lead up to Christmas, and help me understand the numbers here. How much are you asking for? We've heard figures as high as 15%. What is that figure?
Well, Matt, you know, workers like those behind me today, right around the country, yesterday took an important step. They're angry. 94% of them said that they want the right to take industrial action. And that's a serious step, but it's one that the companies forced them into. Really, the question today, Matt, is why is the company not out with us, talking to us and telling us why they've rejected what are pretty modest claims, and claims that go to job security and to the security of the Australian flying public? That's where the blame is, if there's any blame to be laid.
When you call it a modest claim, Michael, sorry to jump in on you, what exactly is that modest claim? I know there's a raft of things you're asking for: better security, better safety, better working conditions, but let's just deal with the finances for now. What figure, what exact figure would prevent a strike for Jetstar?
Well, Jetstar had revenue of $4 billion last year. Their parent company, Qantas, of course, Jetstar's a wholly owned subsidiary, $1.3 billion worth of profit. And last time round, Matt, and this is the part that the company won't remind you about, last time round, these workers responsibly worked with the company to endure a pay freeze, and the claim that's on the table money-wise is really a catch-up for that, and the company knows it. They're misrepresenting that. So money-wise, this is about a catch-up for the responsible action of the workers behind me.
What is the figure, Michael? I'm just struggling to get a precise figure out of you. The reason I'm asking and pushing you on this is obviously in the lead-up to Christmas, this would be a huge impost on families, and families who might be looking at Jetstar and saying, right, do we support this action? We'll be weighing this up. They've had stagnant wages for many years. Some have had no increases. What is the figure that Jetstar workers are wanting?
Well, in recompense for the pay freeze that they took for the last 3 years, they're seeking a 4% increase, which is not at all extravagant. And I think the company is really misrepresenting that. And let's not forget what these workers do, Matt. This is a tough job. It's a physically tough job. Next time you're on a window seat and you take a glimpse at those workers on the tarmac, think about what they're doing.
No one challenges how hard they work. I agree with that, but some of the pilots are getting $300,000, some of the ground staff are getting $100,000. I'm just trying to get a sense of the family sitting home watching this, Michael, will go, righto, is Jetstar going to affect my travel to see my family at Christmas? What will stop that?
Well, I don't know where that figure for ground staff has come from. The fact of the matter is the company has pushed workers into 20-hour-a-week arrangements, and that means that they're on $22,000 a year. They're on part-time wages, they've got full-time bills. It's these workers behind me that are also very concerned about their Christmases now and their Christmases into the future. So the company can misrepresent all at once. What it really needs to do is get out here with us and explain why it's rejecting these modest claims, because these workers are rightly angry and they are ready to exercise their industrial right to take action.
Michael, we're just about out of time. Can I ask you one last question? When and where, how soon could we see strikes if there is not a resolution and an agreement here, and where could we see those strikes?
Well, the question of when and if there are strikes is really in the company's hands now. They need to come out and answer these modest claims. The workers behind me and around the country, they'll make a decision early next week about the extent of industrial action. But it's in the company's hands. They come out, they explain themselves, they say why they've rejected these modest claims, or these workers will strike.
and that will happen before Christmas.
That's exactly right.
Michael, thank you very much for your time this morning.